So now we are going to have uh, working with Docker containers. Okay, so this is the remaining commands which I'm going to cover. Now what I have done, I have called created a consolidated list of commands and put it in a certain fashions. So what you can do, you can just type Docker commands DevOps school. Okay. Now, if you look at this help file, docker-h, and you are supposed to learn all these commands. You see here these commands. Okay. And here, which you see the commands, is for the SWAM specific one. Most of the commands is for SWAM. Okay. So these are the common commands. Some of the commands we covered actually. So SWAM commands, which you don't need to get into that, but all the regular commands which you have to do that stuff. So can we just click here, and here it is. So all the commands I have converted into multiple different categories. So first is Docker command, first command. So which, like, when you install the Docker, you run info and version, which we did it yesterday. And then today I will finish this command working with containers plus monitoring containers. Okay, so these are the two set of commands I will complete it. So did we have all these commands? So let's get started. So first thing, uh, which is very important and that you need to know, that you that you need to know is, it's a physical server, virtual servers, containers. Okay, so physical servers is running because of PID1 is running. Mind it, very important. Any physical servers, if you see physical server instance, laptop, desktop, something like that, is running because of PID1. When I say PID1, it is a first PID. Okay. Same thing with the virtual server also. Virtual server is running as long as PID1 is running. Okay. So first PID, let me show you in the Windows. Right now I don't have a physical server of Linux. So first PID here, if you see in here, if you look at the first PID after 0, it's a 4. Okay, but in Linux it will be 0 to 1. That means 2 in Windows, 2 and 3 PID has been released. Actually, it has run something else. Okay, so first PID in this case is 4, but in Linux it will be 1. So here virtual servers is also running because of PID1 is running. So let me show you the virtual servers. ps-ef. Look at this. So your virtual server is running because of this one. Okay. So that means this is the first process which is running entire operating system. Okay. Or virtual servers or physical servers. If this is not running, okay, if you kill this process somehow, okay, so your system will shut down. If I kill this process, my system will shut down. You see that this is running the kernel, anti-kernel and system. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So now same concept we have with the containers also. Containers is also running as long as PID1 of the container is running. If PID1 is not running, container will not be running. It will get exited. So what will happen when you do the stopping the container? Yesterday we did it. It is basically you are killing the PID1. How? Let's prove this point. So now we have a Docker PS. We don't have any container right now. So what I will do, I will create a container. So Docker create HTTPD, and here I created one container. I think this one I created, and then Docker start
Echo. 5-6 महीने ना, अब मैं तो बोलूँ ना बता दीजिए, मैं ये नहीं ऐसा नहीं करूँगी
I
वैसा
think
नहीं करूँगी जब तक
someone need to
बताएंगे
will
नहीं।
be muted. I just muted him. You can also switch off your video, I guess. Uh, if you can hear me. Okay, someone is talking on the phone. Please switch off your video. Okay. Okay, just let me send this message to chat. Good. So, can you see my screen, all of you? Okay, so I have this Docker PS. See here. So this is running. Now, how do we see this? This is PID one. So I will go inside a container, which I taught you yesterday, XIT and WinBash. Okay. So right now, you see here, I am inside a container. Now I want to see the PID one. Now if I run the PS command inside a container, this is not there. That means PS is not there. So basically what happens, that images whichever we are using, which is a very minimal images, uh, it is only limited to the uh, running the Apache. It is only limited to the having the executable which is running the Apache, not additional, just to minimize the threat and security and stuff like that. So what we'll do, I'll just check which particular base image is there. apt. Oh yeah, it's apt. So what I'll do, apt hyphen get update. Okay, and then I will try to see that. So PS is not there, right? So I will install the PS. So PS in Ubuntu command. How to install PS? I'm just looking for it. So PS install in Ubuntu. So I think this one we have to install it. Okay. So update, I did it. This command sudo is not required. So I'm installing that PS. So you may not find all the utility because of avoiding the security issues. So now if you see that, see your container is running because of this one. Okay. Are you understanding, all of you?
So earlier you ran the PS commands, right? So that is outside of the container and you installed just inside the container. Is that what you did?
Yeah, PS was not there in the container. So I installed it first package and then run this command. See, remember yesterday told you, no, everything is just a tool. Okay. Many times when you install the Linux, lots of tools are pre-installed, but to avoid the security surface area, many good practices, they remove all the tools actually and keep it only minimal in order to run only that applications. Got it?
So when you install Linux by default, we'll get the PS, right?
What is your question?
No, I'm saying so when you install Linux on our machines, by default we can use the PS commands, right?
You can
Before
use the ps command. It's here, no, ps command is here in the host machine, but I am talking about inside a container. See,
yeah, yeah,
I'm inside a container. So I installed it. It was not there. So I installed it.
right. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So coming back to the question. So here containers is running as long as PID1 is running. Which one? This one. Mind it, with this container is running. Now I am going to kill the PID1. Okay. So do we have a kill command? See, is there. So I can use it. Kill one. See. What happened? Nothing happened actually. It did happen? Yeah, it killed actually. See here. Did you notice something? See here. Docker, sorry, Docker ps-1. See, container got exited. Are you understanding the concept? So if the PID is killed or not running, that means PID is not running. So that is a concept of containers. I put it in the context of physical machines also and virtual machines also, so you'll understand the PID. First PID is very important. Will you remember all this time? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So if your container is getting exit, that means you have to think, okay, PID one of this container is not running, so I got exited. So some some see PID one can be set anything in container. Understand that, anything. So here, if you see that in this case, right now, Docker ps-a, see PID1 is set this one. But if you see the Sonar cube, this is the container, it is set here. If you go for another you know another image, Ubuntu image, let me show you, and Docker ps-a, see it is set ban bash. So basically anything it can be set. Okay, so here in the physical servers, PID1 is always your system D. Okay, in virtual servers, mind it, physical servers you have a kernel, so you have a system D. Virtual servers also you have a kernel, so it is a system D. Okay, so and here in containers it can be anything. Anything means literally anything. That means A, B, C, D, bin bash, HTTP foreground, any script, any commands, it can be anything. As long as anything is running, your container is running. As long as that anything is not running, container will exit. Okay, so please remember that. So here it can be anything. So who decide that this what should be running the container with? It can be Java, it can be Python, it can be C, C++, SonarQube, bin bash, Apache, Tomcat, literally anything. So who decide that what should be the container should be running with the PID1? So developers, image developers, you will become a image developers. I'll teach you how to develop an image, and then at that time it decided. Okay, so this concept you should always keep in mind. Okay, so now I'm going to see what I'm doing. Typically the flow is I'm pulling the image, after that creating a container, and after that starting the container, and this is something which I am doing it correct now. Hello.
Yes, right.
Yeah, so can we have some shortcut sort of thing? I am very lazy person. So can we have a shortcut? So here there is one shortcut which has been given, which is called run command. Okay. So actually I taught you this all things because I wanted to teach you, I wanted you to practice, but most of the time we use the run command. So what is run command? So here I'll tell you run command. We have a pull. Guys, there's some background noise coming from someone. Please mute yourself. Yeah. So run command will do the pull plus create plus start plus attach also. Attach to PID1 of the container. Okay. So pull you understand, create you understand, start you understand. What is attach? So attach means, see, right now who are you? So if I ask who am I? So if you see, I am a bash right now. I'm a bash. That means this is a, because I am interacting with Linux, I'm a bash. Okay, but you can become anything. You can run some command and you can become anything. So like this, you can become anything. So here when I say attach to PID one of the container, that means let's say which container is running right now in this. So here if you see, I can become a bash. But let's say if you want to run ps-a, and I'm going to start this container docker start, and this container also and this container also, both the containers I started. So docker, yes, now you see attach means what? Attach to PID one of the container. So if you run, it will not only create a new container always, but also attach to the PID one. For example, attach to the bin bash or HTTP foreground or OPT da. Okay, how it will happen? Let me show you. So Docker run HTTPD. Okay, see here. So this run has created a new container, and if you see that this I was earlier bash, but now I become a this one. So you are not able to see this. See, it's not a bash, so you cannot communicate with the shell and all. You are on the this particular front of new containers. Okay, so this is called attaching to that particular session. If you open up a duplicate sessions here, log in as a 1 2 Rajesh 1 2 3 and Rajesh 1 2 3 and sudo -s. Now I want to know the IP address of this. So which is this one? This is the right. Yeah. So Docker inspect container ID. So see here, I'm hitting this one. So Docker, sorry, not Docker, curl HTTP data, enter. You see log. See the background in the log it's generating. See, so that means I attached to this one of the new container. Now I told you just now, if you are on PID one of the containers, it can be anything. As long if you kill this PID one, container will not be running. So here Control C, kill this, and then container got exited. See here. So here now it got exited. So similar way you can do that. So Docker, see now this is now if you earlier I did this one. Now I want to do a new Ubuntu container. So Docker run Ubuntu. Okay, and you see what happens here very carefully. Okay, I run this here. Now what happened? You notice very carefully. See here. So see, same command I run, Docker run HTTPD, I become part of PID1. But when I run Docker run Ubuntu, this container get exited. So remember what happens when I say Docker run Ubuntu. What happens? This 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 get created the container, started the container, attached also, and then exit. So container got exit. So in this case, it never got exit. In this case, it got exit. Why? So this is the behavior of this guy and this guy. Okay. So here what is happening? Let's say here, bin bash I'm running on the shell only. See what happens? Exit. It just run and exit. But if you run this executable, it will not exit. That is a design actually. So some, this is called daemon mode, service mode. It's in compute only, laptop and virtual machines also. Some see ls when I run it, this run and exit, but certain commands will not exit. For example, certain command will run as a daemon. So that is how it has been designed. Okay, so why this container got exited? Because of bin bash got exited. So container got also exited, and bin bash was unfortunately PID1. So how to hold it? There's a technique for it. Docker run -itd Ubuntu. Here what you are saying, IT means interactive and D means detached mode. I'll talk about this one. Okay. So run will be the shortcut for these commands. Now you say, Rajesh, I do not want to attach. Is there any way to do that? Yes. Detach -d, do not attach. Okay. So now if you see that Docker run -d HTTPD. I'm using HTTPD because it's running as a daemon. See, one container, two container, three container, four containers. See here, so many containers. Look at this. Okay, so I'm not attaching now. Okay, so same thing can we do with Ubuntu? Yeah, so for that here Docker run -d Ubuntu. but even though if you run, it will get exited. So here I have to do IT also, hyphen IT. IT means interactive. That way, 1, 2, 3. Mine 3 Ubuntu. Okay. See here, 3 Ubuntu here. Okay. So if you want to run certain container, which is a basic containers, which has a bin bash, the behavior of this executable is to get exit. ITD you run this command, you can add it over there. Okay, so all of you, did you understand that run and run hyphen D? All of you?
Yes. So one difference between the Apache and Ubuntu, right? So uh, when you run this command, run command, so
Mhm.
it attach. I mean, it does everything, and it also exists, right? So, but whereas with Apache, it has that um, additional privilege that it will not be
So
attached.
that has nothing to do with the Docker. Simple concept. Always again, I'm reminding you this one. So the behavior of bin bash is running and exiting. That's the reason your container was exiting here. Okay, somewhere here, if you see run and exit. So that's the reason this container was exiting. Okay, but in this it was not exiting because this executable is designed to run and hold, run and continue running it. Okay, so that's depends on the behavior of PID1 executable, which has been set in the images. Okay, that is how it is. So
So the image
certain
was set not to exit then, right?
not to
So
exit, that means it's a D. See, I'll tell you a very simple concept. Whenever you see daemon, okay, in this machine also, let me show you multiple daemons are running. ps-ef, I'm showing you the VM process. Okay, so the ps-ef. See, anything you see D, see D, HTTP D, see container D. So these are running as a daemon. So this is running and keep on running. But certain things which will run and exit, for example, ls, run exit, let's say more, run and exit, like that. Getting my points? Bin bash, run and exit. Understood?
yeah, got it.
Yeah. So certain things are accordingly designed. So please understand. So run, which will attach to it. If you do not want to attach, run hyphen D. Okay. So this is something which you have to check it out. So now, just a second. Let me say this. So now this is something which you have to do. So let me go to my things. So what is this attach command? So basically attach command is given separately also. This attach command is given separately also. Okay. So if you want to attach separately, you can do that. How? Let me show you. Docker ps. Now I have these Ubuntu containers running. This HTTP container is running. So if you want to attach directly, you can do that. So Docker attach this one. So that means it will attach to the PID one, which is here. That's all. And if you want to exit, container also exit because you kill the PID one. Same goes with Docker attach this one. Okay, you attach to the HTTPD, control C, you kill the container. So why you see this attach command? So if you want to monitor the logs during the troubleshooting image development, you can use this one. Okay, next command is cp. Cp means what? So basically using cp command, you can copy certain files and directories inside a container. Let me show you here. So here I have this container and I want to copy certain files. Let's say these files, okay, inside a container under the OPT. So what to do? So Docker, first I'll check, do we have a file, anything, exec this container, ls tmp. Inside a container, you have any file? No file. So now I'll copy Docker cp from the current locations to this container where tmp enter, and I copied this and then can I see that list of it? See, now you have it. Reverse way also you can do that. Copy from the container to the host machine also you can do that. Create command, we know that. Now diff command, it's very interesting commands. So here please hear me out. Diff command is something like anything you have added in the container or modify in the container or deleted in the container, diff command will show you. For example, just now I added only one file in front of you. So if I go for docker diff and then container ID, and here container ID here, and now you see here, see addition, A for addition, and change this directory, C for change. This has happened. So if you delete certain files also, it will be shown. For example, let's say I want to delete certain files from the etc. So etc, I want to delete this pam dot some conf. Let me delete that in front of you. I'm from outside only, I'm able to delete that. Okay, sorry, you have to use full path. I deleted. Now again diff command, if I see D for delete, I deleted. You can go inside a container and delete also, but I am doing from outside because exec commands will help you to execute anything inside a container. Okay, so you have to practice accordingly. Exec commands, I showed you. Here inspect command is very powerful. Inspect command will tell you uh, uh, everything about the containers or images or something. So if you want to inspect, I ran this command yesterday also to get the IP address, but typically, you know what, lots of information you will get it. Whether you understanding or not understanding this one, please review once. Okay, slowly you'll get comfortable with it. So inspect command will give you the complete information about the containers, also images also. Kill commands, you know that. Purge commands we covered yesterday. Port commands. What is a port commands? So let me try to understand in this way. Um, let me run this command first and then show you this. So port command will give you the port which is exposed for the containers. So this is the port because these are the web applications, so ports are used. In this application, ports will not be used because not a web application. So here docker port and container ID, and then you see output is null, nothing. So that means there's no exposing the port happen, though it's running with the port, but exposing is not happen. So what I'm trying to tell you, exposing, let me help you to understand. So ms paint, see, this is your VM which is right now I'm using. Okay, and this is somewhere, this is me outside. Okay, how I'm connecting to VM? So I'm using IP address to connect the VM. Just now I put it in the morning only in front of you. So if you are here, mind it, these containers are running here, here, and here inside the VM. Okay, so this container also get IP address, this IP address. Now you know what? The IP address, scope of IP address of this container is local. Local means you can access if you are inside a VM. Local means, for example, think as if like a home Wi-Fi. So inside a home Wi-Fi, let's say you have a 5 laptop, 5 mobile. So each laptop and the mobile, you can talk to each other through the network IP address. But from outside, you cannot reach out to this laptop. Same way. So here it's a Docker has created one network, small network inside a VM, and this container is attached to the network of the that I mean for the same Docker network. So that's the reason you cannot access this container. No, you cannot access. Simple logic. It's a scope is local. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm outside, I can access. See, sorry. If I'm inside, I can access. You see here, I can access, and here I did this access also. But this IP address will not work on the outside. So what do we do in this case? So in this case also, what we do, we created port forwarding. Port forwarding is not something like a Docker concept. It's a global concept. Okay. So port forwarding is a global concept. So what happens, because I can access this IP address and this network is set up here only, Docker 0 and ETH 0 here. Okay. So here I will hit to the certain port number, let's say 81. And here I have to configure, hey, when I hit this particular node port number, node IP and 81 port number, redirect the traffic to this particular container. Okay, if I hit the 82, redirect the traffic to the second container likewise. Okay, this container is running on 80 port only. This container is running on 80 port only. Mind it. This container is running on 80 port, but host port I have to change it because you cannot have a same port again in the this one. IP address different, IP address different, IP address different. So the whole world, including AWS, Azure, and all cloud, is working on the port forwarding. That's the reason you might have noticed actually you get a 2 IP address. Here also you see this is the IP address you get it from outside, but if you're inside, this is a real IP address. But this you cannot access from home. This is a port forwarding IP address. Okay, so you will have a host IP address and then port number, and then you will do that. So now the question is, how can we port forward it? So for that, you have to create a containers with certain commands. Let me show you. Docker run -d httpd. Are you comfortable with this command, all of you? Hello?
Yes, don't want to attach, right, with hyphen.
Yeah. So it's a shortcut. Do not want to attach. But here you have to give one more port forwarding commands that is called -p, and this is the host port 81 and 80. This is the container port. Enter. It will create a new container. Now if I try to run, see this port cannot be used because 81 I have occupied. So I have to change 81 to 82, 83. One is node port, host port. Okay. And now you see here Docker PS 3 containers. See here the container which is not port forwarded is running internally on 80 port, but here it is forwarded, so it is showing 83, 80, 82, 80, 81, 80. So if I hit the 81, 82, 83, you will get this 3 containers access from outside. So now let me do that. So hit this one and 81. Okay, okay, 81. See here 82, 83. Okay, so this is the something which you can access it. Okay, so this is called port forwarding. So now what is the command called port? So Docker ports and this container ID. See, sorry, Docker, yes, Docker ports this container ID. Oh, sorry, ports, no, port. Okay, see here. So now you can see the port information. So if you want to access the container from outside, you have to port forwarding also. You have to do that. -p, you have to use it. Okay, so remember that. So yeah, let's move on to the text here. So now you know the port command, ps command also you know that. If you want to rename any containers, you can do that. For example, here docker ps docker rename which container. So there's a container called this one. So I want to rename this container to Raju1. Okay, and you see here container got renamed. You want to restart, I covered this one. RM I covered. Run just now I did it. Start, stop I did it, and pause also I did it. So these commands now it's all covered. Now this is your assignment. Okay, you have to give me that answer for it. So you guys will teach me this one as part of assignment. I'll give you this one. Let's go for the monitoring containers. So what we have in the monitoring containers, here we have a logs. So if you want to see the logs of the containers, you can use the logs command. For example, there is a one container which is here, docker logs. Enter. See here, all the logs of the containers, you can see that. This is the good commands to troubleshoot the stuff. PS command I have used multiple times. Stats command I have used it yesterday, but today let's use formally docker. So this command will tell you complete CPU utilization, RAM utilization, network and input output for each containers. You see these are the containers. You can see that how much CPU, how much RAM is being used by these containers. You can monitor it. So stats command is very powerful. Now top command. What is a top command? So top command will tell you, see, understand this. Each of these containers which you have here, basically these all containers are a process, okay, in the host machine. Let me show you here. Docker, sorry, not Docker, ps-ef dep container d. I'm host VM. I'm hitting the searching the process of VM, and you see these are the containers which is running right now. Okay, see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the problem for me is which of this container. The problem for me is which of this container is which of these containers here. Correlations I'm not able to make it. For example, I want to know what is this container PID here, because I want to see I want to track the PID one on the host level because it's a monitoring and troubleshooting commands. So I want to track the PID on this host level for the monitoring purpose. So what we do, what we have to do is very difficult. So you can run this command docker top and then container ID for say this one, and you will get the host PID. See here, docker top, and here you get the host PID. So PID is this one, PPID is this one. So 2115. So somewhere you should be having 2115 and 2093. So what is the top command? So top command which will tell you the container's PID in the host machine. So let me show you what is this ps-ef 2015, right? It's not coming. How come? Just again. So many. Let's go for 2093. Track it. Multiple. See it has come. So here this is the one. Okay. So this one is our process of this PID one. Okay. So if you want to track the host process, top command will help you. Now, so here you can see the containers log. Here you can see the container status. Here you can see the container CPU utilization, RAM utilization, and all of the stuff. Here you can see the process ID in the host machine of that particular containers. But do we have any commands which will help you to monitor the server Docker D, Docker server? So that is the one command which we have, Docker events. See here, Docker server, Docker D, Control C. I'm talking about this one. Yes, hyphen here, grep docker d. I'm talking about this one. Do we have any command to monitor it? So that command is events. Now nothing is showing you because I'm not passing any commands to Docker. So let me pass it from the other console. So Docker run hyphen itd httpd. So enter. So this command I run, and I told you run is equal to dot dot dot. See here, run is equal to create network and start. See this shortcut which I taught you, right? Create, start, and all. So events command which will be helpful for you to tracking the servers and all. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes. One question. So when you talked about porting, right? So you are porting from 81 to 80 or 82 to 80 or 83 to 80, right? So what do we call them? Can we call them as environments, or what do we call them?
uh, what is I mean, say the command is docker run hyphen p 8080, and here httpd. So run is always creating a new containers, and
Right.
this first port number is host port. Okay, second one is container port. Container port you cannot change because it's hard coded in the docker image only. Host port you
Okay.
can change as per your availability. So
Okay.
now let's say 80 port you used it, you have to use 81, because host this VM you have only one IP address, right? So only one port you can use it at a time. So you have to change the external port again and again. Correct now?
Yes. So these are called ports. Okay.
This is the
Yeah.
host port. This is the
Uh-huh.
container.
So one more question. So you are creating multiple images, right? Let's say you're creating Ubuntu, you're creating that Apache. So once, let's say you created Ubuntu, and again you want to create Apache. So when you run that command, Docker run the command. So what
Mhm.
happens to the previous image? Will it be killed, or will it be will it go idle? What happens to the previous one?
No, no, no. See here, image is just like a base. From one image, you can create multiple container. So let's say one image we had HTTPD. From that, I was able to create multiple containers. Same goes with the Ubuntu. I was able to create multiple containers like that.
Okay, so you created multiple containers, but both images will be in active state, right?
See, you are getting confused. Container
Yeah.
is different, image is different. So image, from one image, you can create a multiple containers. So can you revise the question?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. So you are creating
I'm creating
image.
not image, I'm creating container always today.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Container is different. We create a container from image, right?
Right.
Yeah. So guys, these all commands, I want you to practice it. This from here to here. Okay. This one. Now, what is the next command? So next sessions, which I'll have a little bit how the containers is working, theoretical class, which will be half an hour discussion. And after that, I'll teach you how to create an image. This is the commands. And one sessions will be having how to share an image with your colleagues and registry and all stuff like that. Okay. This some of the commands are Docker Swarm commands, which is we don't need to focus because in this course we are covering not Swarm, it's out. I mean deprecated Kubernetes, which will come maybe after some time. Okay, so I'll share these recordings and stuff like that. All this URL, practice it, and if you have any questions, okay, feel free to share in the group. And assignment, I'll send it to you in the group itself. Any questions so far?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.